welcome back. Oh, you caught me doing the dishes. We've made a pretty sweet kitchen, but alas, we have not made a dishwasher. So I'm here doing it by hand. Ugh, sucks. There's a fish also in the sink. Who puts fish in the sink? I don't know. Anyway, welcome back. Last episode, we fully fleshed out our Cooking for Blockheads kitchen. Everything works. It's a multi-block structure. It's a real beast. I love it. We can make so many cool things. We can't make a lot of things yet because we don't have the raw materials. We've got basic things like milk, water, and a few things like fruit. But we're going to have to get more crops on the farm to expand our range of recipes. So this episode, we're going to focus on mechanism because we're going to solve the steel conundrum today. We're going to get some steel on the farm. That will mean that we can make power generation happen next time. Oh, now, before we start, I'm feeling pretty peckish. So what's going to go in the fridge? I want to role play this. So what should we keep in the fridge? I say role play. None of this will expire, but it feels like it should be in the right place. Strawberries go in the fridge. They'll go bad pretty quick, especially in this heat. Also, leeks, I think you keep in the fridge. Raspberries we'll put in there. Carrots go black if you put them in the fridge. That's a bad one. I'm not sure about beets. Beans, I don't know also. And if we don't know, we'll just put them in a cupboard. This one will do. Man, it really feels like, since the first Feed the World series, so many mods have been added that just turn cooking into an absolute joy. Farming has never been better. All thanks to pretty much Pam. I don't know who's behind the Cooking for Blockheads mod as well, but maybe it's Pam as well, who knows. But these guys are geniuses. Absolute culinary geniuses. Man, you guys are probably going to lecture me on all these foods I shouldn't be putting in the fridge, but I think we're okay. So Cooking for Blockheads has a few extra things that we haven't put in here. A heating unit allows to heat an oven using energy. Oh, so we can plug in some power. Get some power coursing through this oven, because at the moment we can't cook anything in the oven. We don't have much meat. Meat's a real letdown for us, but a toaster, here we go. So we're going to want a bucket of lava, some iron ingots, an iron trapdoor, and a button. Let's get on this. Now I've done a mining run to get up some iron, so we'll put 25 pieces of ore in here. I do have a lava bucket somewhere, right? There it is. Just the stuff. Oh, don't want to put that in my hotbar, because that is a recipe for accidentally spilling lava everywhere, which is definitely what you don't want. Okay, we can get 1 ingot of iron at least. Boom. 5 blocks and 5 ingots. And we're going to need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 ingots total. Let's just make a block. We're also going to need the lava bucket and the button. Button's simple enough. Hey presto. Boom! Now we don't want a block, we want ingots. So let's change that up. We'll need a trapdoor. And now a crafting bench to complete the finished toaster. Feels like we should get an achievement for this, for fully completing the kitchen. Man. Okay, now you might have noticed that Duncan is outside, and that is because we need someone to keep the sheep company. They get very lonely, and he's great at fluffing them up so they're nice big puffy clouds. Good job, Duncan. Keep up the good work. We'll put the toaster over here. Nice out of the way. Can we make toast? Yes, we can, because we've got the toaster. Boom. So we have our fully stocked kitchen. And the more we work with this, the more things keep coming up. So the oven is a pretty cool tool, but it needs fuel, it needs power. We haven't got power, but what we do have is the next best thing, and that is coal. Because I think the way the oven works, and you guys can correct me if I'm incorrect, because I may be, is that with these tools here and coal in the oven, in the fuel slot, it unlocks more recipes here. And so now, perfect, right. So have we unlocked? Yes, we have. A baked potato. You need to use that in an oven, and we have an oven now. So we can, first up, make some steak. So if I click on this, at the corner of my eye, the oven, shouldn't open it early. It's making raw beef into steak. So what's the baddest hunger restored recipe we can make? Steak restores 4. Bread restores 2.5. Man, it seems like the complicated recipes are actually a bit worse. We're going to make some chili. 2 bits of chili. Some celery soup. Don't mind if I do. And a buttered potato for a treat. Okay, so we've got some food now we're ready to go forwards with. Let's get on to mechanism. So, the steel conundrum. Let's get on and solve this problem that we've had. We'll need, first up, a heat generator. This is the bad boy himself. Pretty simple. An osmium ingot, some copper ingots, and some iron ingots, along with planks and a furnace. Super easy to make. Bam! One heat generator. I said one heat generator. One heat generator. The next step is the metallurgic infuser. This can help you make steel by infusing it with coal. It's like carbonating. You add the carbon to the iron to make steel. You can also make some other cool things with it, and we'll go into those as soon as we get it made. But we are missing a secret ingredient, the redstone. Didn't think about this, so that means it's the start of a new day. We're going on a little bit of a mining expedition. Ho ho ho! So keeping an eye on the right of our screen, underneath the map, it tells us what level we're at, and we want to be down at around about level 18 or below. That's where you find diamonds, and it's a pretty good place to find redstone too. Aha! And this is it, the red stuff. I'll have to make a backpack before I come mining again, that's for sure. So we open up the dump chest, get rid of all of this, and then pick out what we specifically need. The generator, some stone and some sticks. We like redstone. Redstone's good. We like copper. Copper's great. We've got some more iron ore. We're getting loads of that. We just need some wood now. And I think we're good. Let's make the metallurgic infuser. One metallurgic infuser. Okay, let's test these bad boys out. So we have the infuser and the heat generator. The heat generator is how we make the power. So we'll put that there. Is that facing the right way? No. We can get our engineer's hammer, though. That should let us turn things around. So I think that should be the front. But we can have it be the side. That's fine. And now they're hooked up. Boom. All in a line. Let's try some wood. So that is making lava, apparently, which is making power. And the metallurgic infuser is getting power. So it all works. It's all good to go. So let's see. If I put some iron in here and some redstone. Oh, it's doing something. We have enriched alloy. So how much redstone does it take per enriched alloy? It's 1 ingot of iron and 10 of redstone. And each piece of redstone is 10 redstone. So it's 1 iron and 1 redstone to make 1 enriched alloy. Simple. Well, now we know how it works. Let's get some more coal and pop it into the bad boy. In you go. Oh, and this makes a lot more power. This bar here is the stored power because this thing is full. We can dump the power if we want, but we definitely don't want to do that. So let's take the enriched alloy out and try infusing this iron with coal. And let's see what we get. Are we going to get steel? Is it going to be the real deal? The real steel? Oh, I love that nefarious groan of machinery. Enriched iron? What's this used for? It's used to make steel. So you use enriched iron with more coal to make steel blend. And then you put steel blend, I don't know, I guess you could put it into a smeltery and it'll make molten steel. And the ratio is 1 steel blend gets you 1 ingot. Oh, it's not cheap, is it, this stuff? So I've put 2 iron ingots in here. No, it works now. Oh, it is power hungry though, isn't it? Holy moly, that's expensive. So we've used up all of our coal, almost. We've got some in the oven still, but we need that for food. We've got 6 piles of steel blend, which is ground up steel, basically. We can make that into bars, and we've got 2 enriched iron left over. Oh man, this is a very expensive recipe. So to do the math, it requires 1 iron and 1 coal to make enriched iron, and then 1 enriched iron and 1 coal to make steel blend. So for every piece of steel blend requires 1 bar of iron and 2 pieces of coal. Not to mention the power that it needs as well, which you've got from the heat generator. Interesting. So this is a very expensive setup. If we can make a tree farm, we can get enough wood to keep the heat generator powered, but this is definitely not efficient. Well, let's plonk this into the smeltery, see what happens. Taking its time, but 6 steel blend should turn into 6 ingots. So we have molten steel, 6 ingots. Let's print these boys out. We have 6 steel ingots. Excellent. So 6 steel ingots. What do we need to make the immersive engineering windmill then? So windmill. The windmill blade itself requires iron ingots. Okay, no sweat. A windmill sail. The blade itself is just treated wooden sticks. Sail is tough fabric, which is sticks and hemp. And you need the windmill sails because coating them in the fabric makes the windmill more efficient. It gives it like the white outline rather than just a plain old stale wooden outline. So, how do we make a water wheel? The immersive engineering water wheel. Now this is the one that needs the steel. Excellent, I see. And we need water wheel segments, which are just made out of treated sticks and treated wood. But that's not all. We can have these water wheels, we can have the windmills, but we need to go through the whole immersive engineering process of converting that energy into electricity. So the way the system goes is you put the water wheel or the windmill, you attach it to a kinetic dynamo, that's a block. That spins, generates power. The power goes into the kinetic dynamo, or rather the dynamo changes the kinetic energy into power. Then you need a way to transfer that power somewhere else. So you need wires, cables. You stick a plug, an LV wire connector, which is, terracotta. That's going to be a reoccurring requirement. Terracotta and copper ingots. You also need, once you've got the plugs, the actual cable. The cable is wire. Should be on this page somewhere. Here we go, copper wire. And that requires a copper plate and some engineer wire cutters or some shears. The wire cutters are simple. It's an iron ingot and some sticks. The copper plate, however, that requires a bit of processing or machinery. So there's lots of different ways you can do this. You can use a tinker's hammer, which is actually very cheap to make. You can use a forge hammer, a bit more expensive to make, and it's industrial craft too, which is notoriously unforgiving. Or you can just take a copper sheet metal piece and turn it into plates, but we don't have that. So what other options are there? There's the metal press from Immersive Engineering. That will turn 1 copper ingot into a copper plate. There's a compactor. Again, I don't want to use anything that requires power because we need to look after our power until we get the power generation up and running. We can cast a plate, and you make a plate cast by putting a plate in here already. What kind of plates can we use? Octene plate? Any old plate? Iron? Any old plate it looks like. Oh, it consumes the plate. So if you use the right material, it doesn't consume the metal. Unfired clay plate? Okay, let's do that then. So we're going to get some clay, some pieces of clay. Put the plate in here. We'll get some sticks to fire it up. So we have a clay plate now. We put the clay plate onto here. The casting table. We select aluminium brass. 1 block, 6 nuggets. That should be plenty. This should consume the plate itself, but keep the cast. It has done that exactly. And now if there's any copper left in here, 1 ingot equals 1 plate. Simple. But also beautiful. Well, that's it. So we've done it. We've solved the steel conundrum. We can make steel now, and we can go forwards next episode to create our power generation for the farm. Once we have power, all machines are at our disposal. We can start getting proper farms up for all of the crops, not just the vanilla ones. I was looking into forestry multi-farms, and while they're very, very, very cool, they're also restricted to mostly vanilla crops. However, some of the other ways to farm things, like the industrial foregoing machines, can harvest any plant, I think, pretty much. So if we get some machines like that down on the go, we can definitely get a renewable source of chili. And there we go. That is the end of this episode of Feed the City. And we're getting so close to being able to actually feed the city. I'm going to celebrate by having a nice treat of mashed potatoes. Delicious. So we solved the steel conundrum. We've got steel. We've also got the means to make the plates and everything we need going forwards to get some power generation on the farm. So next episode, we're going to hit it hard. We're going to get some treated wood and some sticks from over in the city where we've been making creosote and all the sticks. We can bring some back and then we can start actually generating some power. And I think if we can get some renewable power from windmills and water wheels, we can hook those up to the metallurgic infuser, and no longer do we need enormous amounts of coal and wood to keep our machines powered. Till next time, guys, take care.